Welcome to this YouTube channel once again. Today, I'm gonna look at consolidating data in Google Sheets. And where am I picking this data from? I'm picking it from different Google Sheets, and I'm converting it and converging it into one sheet. That's what I'm gonna show you right there. And these sheets are dynamic inside that if someone enters in a given sheet, it will be consolidated into one sheet. What do you want? Why would you want to do this? You would want to do this if you have separate sheets. For example, if they're maintained by different people keeping the same information, and you want to pull that information automatically into one consolidated sheet. Now, to demonstrate what I'm talking about, let's get into it. I have one sheet here. This is the one I'm going to use to consolidate all my data. Then I have another sheet called Data 1 as a sales rep column and an amount for sales rep ABC right there. Then I have another sheet called Data 2. The other one, this one stopped on letter C. This one went to DEF. This is another sheet maintained called data 2. Then we have the last one here called data 3, which runs from HIG, and these are the amounts. So our goal is to consolidate all of them into one sheet. But before we do that, let's first start simple and try to pull data from one sheet into this sheet. So I go, say, equal signs, then write the word import range. This is a Google Sheet function which can help us to import our data. As you can see right there, it needs two arguments, and the first argument is the spreadsheet URL. Then the next argument is a range in string format. String means that the range has to be in quotes. Those are the two. Once we have that and we have allowed it, then we should be able to get our data into this sheet. But let's get started by trying to import for one. Then later on, we shall look at how we import the three. So now it needs the URL. And what is the URL? The URL is right here on top. This is the URL. So I'm going to copy, Control C, go back, write import range, open brackets, in quotes, Control V paste there, then comma. Remember, my second argument was, if I bring it back here, it is the string range. So what is our string range in this data under sheet 1? So our range will be under sheet 1, and it is running from A1 to B4, or you can extend it as you want. So A1 to B4. Let's go back. So I say sheet 1, that's the name. Then A1 to B4. Close the quotes, close the brackets for the import function, hit enter, and there you go. It gives us, the first time you do it, it gives you this if error. So let's hover over it and see what this error it says. You need to connect these sheets. This one is very important. If you're going to do this, you need to connect the sheets. And right below here, there's a button which says allow access. So you press that button, it allows access, and there you go. It imports our data from data 1, worksheet called data 1, which is ABC. This one here is what is coming from here. Now, assuming I come here and say, okay, let me just add a value and see what happens. I add the value here. I go back to my consolidated. My value is not appearing. The question is, why is it not appearing? Remember, we specified a range from which to import that we are importing into this consolidated. So I think here we need to change the range to 5, hit enter, it loads again, and you can see that your data you added is entered here. So to avoid this problem, maybe you could allow for extra spaces, but that one also will create other issues, but I'll show you how to deal with them. So for a simple one, this is the first step where you do that. And remember, when we try to import this, it asks us to allow access. So if we went ahead and created an array, for example, if I do like this, I know it's not going to work, but I'm doing this to show you the kind of errors that you have to meet. If I go in here, I import again, and then I paste Control V, Control that. I close my brackets. I'm importing the same data from the same sheet. So when I do here, what I do here, I put these curly braces on top there. And if you want to view it properly, you move to the next line, use Alt Enter to move this import range for the second import to the next line. So you say Alt Enter to move it there. So it is importing this first one and also importing the second one right again. So when I press Enter, this is what happens. And assuming I change this range to 6, and also this one to 6, let's see what happens. It is importing, and it leaves a line right there. So if you import extra than what is specified, it will leave a line right there. Now that we are importing from the same sheet, let's try to import from the second sheet. Now, I'm going to copy, the rest remain the same, but I'm going to copy the URL for data 2, that is my second sheet, by Control C. Go back to my consolidated sheet. Now, this one is the import for the first one. I said you can use Alt Enter to move it to a separate line for easy reading. Then I try to put this right here, Control V. And when I enter, it's not going to work. And the reason is, whereas I gave access of the consolidated sheet to the data 1 sheet, I've not given access to data 2. So this is the main reason why it is not allowing. So to make it allow, we need to first give access to that sheet alone. So what I'm gonna do is remove my reference to the first sheet, and I leave the second sheet. Press enter, it brings the ref error. You need to allow that. And when you do that, now it is importing from my second. Now that we have successfully accessed the second sheet, we need to do the same for the third sheet before we import all of them. So I go to data 3, which is my third sheet, and I copy the URL. The references are all the same. They are named the same. So we shouldn't have a problem with the range. So all we need to do is change this right here, and it will give us allow access error, ref error, and the we need to also allow it. And we are there. So this one comes from HIG. This one comes from data 3, as you can see right there. Now, having given each of the different sheets access, the next thing we need to do is to import all of them into one sheet. So this one is for the third sheet. You need to put curly braces because we are getting a range. Then Control V, then semicolon. So this will be the first sheet. So I need to go and get the URL for the first sheet because currently it is reading the third sheet, which is, so the first sheet is data 1. The URL is right here. I copy that, come back, delete this one here, and Control V to get to that. Then for the second sheet, we are also doing the same. I need Control Alt Enter to move to a separate line. There's a semicolon here. Then I need another semicolon. So I need to copy this again, since most of it is the same. I just need to change the URL. So there's a comma there, semicolon there. So for this second one, I need to go to data 2 right here, Control C, copy the URL, come back. This is my second sheet. Delete this one here, like so, Control V, and that one gives me the second one, and I press Enter. Takes a while, and it gets, and this is my data from the first sheet, 35, 45, 55, which runs from A to Y. So this is the first sheet, A to Y. Then this is the second sheet, D, E, F. Second sheet is here, D, E, F. And this is the last sheet here, I, H, I, G, which is my last sheet here, which is H, I, G. So that is how you have successfully imported the data from the different sheets. So if you don't want this line or you don't want these headers, all you need to do is to change the range. So this is my second sheet. So I specified starting from A1, but you can specify starting from A2, like so. You go to, let me pull this down. This is my first sheet, this is my second sheet. So I say A2. If I do that, takes a while. You can see it has eliminated this. There's this space here because when I was selecting the first one, I went to B6. Now B6 is this row which is empty. So if you don't want that space, you can say B5. It takes a while, then it comes and you can see now there's no space in between, and you can do the same for the rest. Hope this has been helpful. Thank you for watching, and if you have not subscribed, please hit the subscription button, and see you in the next video.